You think you're a collector, but you're really a hoarder. Yeah, and I'm gonna prove it to you.
Whatnot is the sponsor of today's video. Thank you for your support.
Hello everybody, Silverpicker here, and today's video is going to be a really fun one, and an interactive one too. I'll get to that in a second. But today we are going to be talking about an article that I read on a publication called Coins Weekly from way back in 2009, in which the author alleges that there are 9 different types of coin collectors that make up the entire numismatic world. And we're going to be finding out today which one you are. And maybe I'll reveal which one I think I am as well. Are you a dabbler, a collector, a hoarder, somewhere in between? Well, I'm excited to find out. And the part about it being interactive, I want you guys to be part of this study as well. So as we go through the different collector types, I want you to put in the comments which type of collector you think you are. And in addition to that, if you are not happy with the type of collector that you've discovered you now are, which type of collector do you strive to be? Put that in the comments as well. Anyway, I'm really excited about this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And as I always say, enough with the jibber jabber, let's get to it. Now, before we get to our first type of collector, I wanna start where the article starts, which is at gender. It alleges that the vast majority of the numismatic world is made up of men. Now, if you've ever been to a coin show or you go to a coin club, you're gonna see that. You're gonna see that it is indeed mostly male. In fact, the statistics on my channel show that the demographics are 75% male, 25% female. Now, I've always wondered, why is that? This doesn't feel like a gendered hobby. There's no good reason why men should be into coin collecting and women should not. Doesn't make any sense to me. The article has a pretty weak argument where they say that it goes back to like our genetics of men being hunters in hunter-gatherer societies, and we're always looking for that next thing for our collection. But that neglects the whole gatherer side, right? The hunters are the hunters, but the gatherers are also collecting. So I don't think that's much of an argument. I would love to hear from the women watching this video why they think that, you know, the hobby is more male dominated and what we could do to change things to even it out a little bit. Definitely curious to hear your thoughts. Also men too, you can put your thoughts as well. Anyway, let's move on to the first type of collector before I get myself canceled. The classic hunter. The classic hunter is the first type of collector in the article, and the author alleges that this type of collector, though all collectors are hunters, is the kind of person that goes around to coin shows and coin stores with a list in hand. They're hunting for specific coins to fill out their collection. They know exactly what they want, they have it prearranged in a list, and they go out ticking off different coins as they discover them. And to them, nothing feels better than ticking off another coin. The author also points out that there is this innate paradox in this classic hunter because the goal is to complete a specific set or a specific collection, but once you get there, then it sort of loses meaning. The whole fun is the thrill of the hunt. So, are you a classic hunter? The speculator. The second type of collector is termed the speculator, and that's the kind of person that's always looking for a deal and wants to buy coins based entirely on the value and the prospect that the coins he buys will go up in value someday. Now, certainly, I would say that there's a big element of speculator in me, given that I'm sort of in the coin business and I use buying and selling coins as a way of funding my own collection, my own hobby. Now, one thing that the author alleges that I completely disagree with is she says that the speculator is doomed to always lose money in the coin world and doesn't care about coins. She basically turns the speculator into this like two-dimensional like enemy of coin collecting, that anybody that possibly is interested in making money in the coin world is somehow not a real collector and isn't any good, and has the baseless assumption that all speculators always lose money. That is patent nonsense, and I can tell you for sure that I am way up overall, way up. There is zero chance that I have lost out. I think she even refers to speculators as literal losers. And I think sour grapes over there. I'm guessing a lot of you are also, at least in some part, speculators. The aesthete. The third type of collector is termed the aesthete. That's the well-groomed, highfalutin collector that enjoys coins as art. They enjoy them for their inherent beauty. They want to display them. The hunt is less important for them than the actual coin itself. They want to enjoy its beauty. Now, I think that that's great, but the author alleges some weird things about this collector. First of all, she says that they're probably from high-respected, high-paid professions like doctors and pharmacists. oddly specific, but I can understand that. A refined person often has expensive tastes. But the thing that I inherently disagree with the author about is that you have to have lots of money and you have to buy expensive coins to enjoy their aesthetics. That is completely false. In fact, most collectors, many American collectors, probably many of you watching right now, collected coins starting with the state quarters program because they liked how they looked. That's the same thing. Anyway, I'm curious, are you an aesthete? The perfectionist. The fourth type of collector in this series is termed the perfectionist. That's somebody that has a specific set of very refined criteria at which they measure coins, and they determine whether or not the coin that they're looking at is perfect. And if it's not perfect, even if it's off by one little criterion, they're not interested in it. And this is the type of collector that would rather have one perfect coin in their collection that meets all of their criteria than having 100 that are off by some measure. Now, I've not really met anybody that's that pedantic, that specific about their collection. I've never met someone that's a true perfectionist. But I have met people that are really, really particular about the coins that they like. Now, I am definitely not a perfectionist. There are other elements of different collector types that I am a sort of a conglomeration of, but perfectionist is definitely not one of them. If you've ever seen any of my videos on my US typeset, and if you haven't, you can check them out in the card over here, but you can see that the coins there run the entire gamut of conditions. And for me, I'd rather have one example that I can enjoy and look at and fill that hole in the collection than waiting for that specific, perfect mint state 70 coin. Now, regardless of what type of collector you are, I can guarantee one thing that unites every single coin collector on the planet: the love of free coins. And thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Whatnot, every single one of you watching can get free coins, free silver coins in fact. Now, if you don't know what Whatnot is an incredible live video auction platform in which bidders and sellers of all sorts of collectibles can come together in real time to buy and sell, well, all sorts of collectibles. I, of course, am partial to coins and precious metals, but there's also sports cards, trading cards, video games, comic books, sneakers, and much, much more. And if you download my app using the link, which is whatnot.com/invite/silverpicker, not only do you get access to this incredible live video auction platform for free, but you also get $15 in Whatnot credit, 100% for free, that you can spend on anything you want. That's right. You want to buy a $15 silver coin? Boom, it's yours free of charge. So don't sleep on this. Whatnot.com/invite/silverpicker, and regardless of the type of coin collector you are, you will get $15 in free coins. The rubbish chute. Now, this type of collector is called the rubbish chute in the article, but I would basically just call it hoarder. And I don't really even consider hoarders or the rubbish chute to be collectors at all, not in at least the normal sense, right? They may buy coins, but their only interest is just amassing more and more and more coins. They don't care the type, they're completely not discerning, and their main criteria is it cheap and is it in front of me? And that's not really a collector. And I see a lot of people that act like that and have that kind of behavior. And to me, it's a little bit sad. It's almost like a dragon that has no use for treasure, but still will sit on top of its hoard, amass more and more and more, and protect it with all of its might. The self-exposer. Wait, what? No, that's real? Okay, cut, okay. So the term I can't even say it, I'm gonna get demonetized. Okay, the self-blank, the person who really, it's more of the self-aggrandizer. That's what the article is really trying to suggest. It's that a type of collector is interested in sort of their own ego, and they build a collection. This is usually just whales, right? That build a collection in order to have it named after themselves. So when they sell it at auction, it will be a named collection. You know, the so-and-so collection, or that it would be donated to a museum and they'll have a big plaque with their name on it. I really, really doubt that people that are spending literally millions of dollars on coins are doing it entirely so that they can get a little plaque at a museum after they're dead. I really think that they're doing it for the joy, and there is a byproduct of that. Maybe they do want to have a famous collection, or they do want to be known for it, but I doubt that that's really the primary driver, and I kind of think that this is a spurious category. I don't really think that this is a specific type of collector. Definitely want to hear what you guys think. The researcher. This type of collector is really fascinating to me because it's a very academic approach to coin collecting. It's people that often will have more books on coin collecting than coins themselves. They're really interested in learning everything there is to know about a very, very specific type of coin or type of collection, or even sort of the meta research about coin collecting itself, like the history of coin collecting. And these are people that get really, really granular about specific coins, and they will spend hours, weeks, months, years poring over research and trying to find new insights about coin collecting. They're really the people that are driving a lot of the top end of this hobby forwards and really connecting to the history, connecting also to the value. And on a smaller scale, these are the kind of people that will go to a coin show and they'll rummage through a bargain bin of ancient coins, for instance, and they'll find something that's, an unattributed Roman coin that the dealer is selling for $3, and they'll go home, they'll do a lot of research on it, they'll figure it out and find out that it's actually a rare coin worth like 1,000. And there is some element of speculation there. So there are a lot of, I think, academic researchers that are also to some degree speculators. I am not one of them. I don't have that kind of deep knowledge into any specific area of coins, but I really respect them. Hats off to them. The local patriot. Now this is one of the collector types that I, first of all, am not even 100% sure is a real collector type. And if it is, I don't like how the author portrays them. Basically, the local patriot is somebody that's really into where they're from, whether it's their town, their city, their state, their country, whatever, and they collect based on that, right? So let's say they were from Massachusetts, so they collect only colonial Massachusetts coins or coins that pertain to their history. And to me, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The author describes this person as boring and annoying and basically like all this negative stuff about their collecting type. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything different about that than any other type of like themed collector, right? Let's say you're a military veteran and you want to collect coins that relate to wars or military history. What's wrong with that? The historian. Here we are at our last type of coin collector. At least the last type according to this article, which as you can see, I don't really agree with. I think the author is extremely judgmental and sort of mixes up categories, makes them up as she pleases. But in any case, the historian is a collector that is obsessed with the history of the coins and cares more about the history connected to the coin than the value or the aesthetic value of the coin itself. Now, I know a lot of people that are like this, and I think all of us have some element of the historian in us. I certainly do. And I mean, I've said this a million times on camera and off, and I've heard other people say it, but if I'm holding a coin, a US coin from like the 1700s, I will say to myself, wow, George Washington could literally have used this coin. Or if you're holding an ancient Judean coin, you might say that Jesus himself might have literally held this coin. Now, if you're curious to know, what type of collector do I think I am? Well, I think I'm primarily a speculator. I think I am primarily interested in coins because there is a monetary value, and I like the thrill of the hunt that I'm looking, in a garage sale, and I might buy a collection of coins for $50, get home and find out that there's a coin in there that's worth thousands. I think all of us have somewhat of that dream. So I think I'm primarily a speculator, but I'm also a hunter, right? I have a list. It's not literally a list, but in my Dansko albums, for instance, there are holes that I'm trying to fill in my US typeset, in my US gold typeset, in my Canada typeset, my British Mandate of Palestine set, right? So every time that I have a hole in one of those collections, effectively it's on my list and I am out looking for it. So I'm definitely a hunter. I love coins for their inherent beauty, so I'm an aesthete. I love the historical element. That's how I started. My dad got me into coins, learning about geography and history. And of course, like I said, ultimately, I am a speculator. So I would love to hear, what kind of coin collector are you? And I also want to plug one more thing. This is a shameless self-plug, but regardless of the type of coin collector you are, I launched my own coin marketplace called iso.gg/silverpicker. Forget about the weirdness of the URL, but iso.gg/silverpicker is a place where I have hand-selected sellers that I've vetted personally and are incredibly honest and fair, and there are great prices and really, really cool coins, precious metals, and currency on there. So check it out, make a purchase, you'll be supporting my channel, you'll be supporting some great sellers, and you'll be filling up your coin collection. Anyway, like I said, I want to hear what kind of coin collector are you? Put it in the comments. Don't forget, don't be shy. I can't wait to see the results. Anyway, if you've had fun here, I make videos like this every single week about coin collecting, precious metals investing, personal finance, so you best hit that big ol' red subscribe button. And while you're down there, throw me a like. It takes a second, but it means the world to me. Anyway, I've had a lot of fun. I've got a lot more awesome stuff coming down the pike, so stay tuned, and until then, Silver Picker out. A huge thank you to all of my wonderful patrons. If you're not yet a patron, join the Patreon, the links are below, and you'll get access to my private Discord group in which all sorts of collectors come together to talk shop, talk coins, and just have a good time.